I'm 3 on your side's Gary Harper. With the holidays coming up, a lot of folks are going to be flying somewhere. If that's you and you haven't flown for a while, expect to see some changes at the airport. When it comes to 2020, this past year has been, well, let's just say different, particularly for the airline industry. If it's been a while since you've flown, TSA wants you to be aware of some small changes. For instance, they've rolled out something called Credential Authentication Technology, or CAT for short. It's designed to catch phony forms of identification.
It's like an ATM machine where passengers can put in their document, their identification. The identification will get validated as a real ID, and then the passenger can go on about their travel.
Patty Manja is with TSA. She says when you approach TSA security, instead of handing your ID to an agent, you'll place it in the CAT unit for scanning. Doing it yourself during COVID will cut down on touch points.
We want to use more technology to help reduce touch points with travelers so that they don't have to be having more contact with other people.
Each CAT unit costs around $27,000, and it's supposed to be worth it. TSA demonstrated to 3 on Your Side how a CAT unit alerted on this fraudulent ID because the traveler lived in Atlanta, but the barcode indicated Connecticut.
Anybody who has a fake ID or an identification that is not really who they are, anything like that, it will actually authenticate that on the spot.
And CAT units offer another security perk. The high-tech machine automatically shows agents if you actually have a flight booked and where you're flying. This eliminates having to show your boarding pass.
The CAT technology actually works in concert with the airlines so that when someone brings in their ID, it shows whether or not you have a valid flight for that day.
So if you're flying somewhere for the holidays, TSA says to remember that their goal is to get you there safely.
We're constantly working to improve our technology, because as much as we make sure that our officers are trained and that they are aware of what's going on at an airport, technology is always a force multiplier that allows us to then make the process safer and faster.
By the way, those CAT units are not in all airports, but again, they are at Sky Harbor Airport. Hopefully, they'll make the TSA lines a little quicker as well. I'm Gary Harper, 3 on Your Side.